guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So today's video is my favorite video of the year. This is the year-end beauty favorites, and I also have a couple of hair products this time. So this is going to be my 2018 combination of all the favorite products that I loved and all the products I'm going to be taking with me to 2019. So please stay tuned if you want to see the rest of this video. Okay, so actually I don't have a whole lot of products to talk about for 2018 because I am a creature of habit and I just use the exact same products that work for me. So most of 2018 I didn't do a lot of makeup tutorials because my skin was going through it in 2018, and so during those times that I wasn't really doing a lot of makeup tutorials, I was literally using the same products over and over again. Like, I wasn't buying anything new, I was just using the same products. Now let's go ahead and start off with primers though. For 2018, this was one of my favorite primers that I use. This is the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Instant Perfecting Power Primer, and it says it has Shine Block 12-hour pore shrink technology. It is a little bit pricey for the drugstore. I believe it's like $12 to $15. I'll have the prices here on the screen if you guys want to purchase them yourself. So this primer I really loved. It was just a really easy go-to primer. Definitely going to continue using it because it's a really great primer and I love it. So this next one was something new that I tried. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, and this was the color correcting one. Now I would use this not all the time, but just sometimes throughout the year I would use it, and I did notice a little bit of a difference. And also it just reminds me a lot of the pore minimizing one. So I did like this. It is a little travel size because I don't actually use this a whole lot. I will use it just in this portion of my face, just if I want like a nice even look, and I think it does really help. And then the last primer that I wanted to mention that I really loved, and I believe I probably mentioned this one last year, but this is the Milani Prime Shield Face Primer. It's the mattifying one. This one's really good. It took over my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, the clear one. I just started buying this one because it's half the price and it's more available than at just Ulta or Sephora. So love this primer. If you guys have not tried this out, definitely try this out by Milani. I have one eye primer that I want to mention, and this is just the MAC Paint Pot, and this is the shade Painterly. This was my first time trying this. I have not used any MAC Paint Pots before, and I kind of want to get the soft ochre shade because it'll be a little bit closer to my shade, but Painterly did really well. This is a really good product if you want to use like glitters, shimmer colors. Like, it will help adhere. You could also use this to do cut crease looks as well. It is a little bit on the thick side, so you won't be able to like really maneuver it as well as like a concealer, but it is a really good product, and it keeps your eyeshadow on for a long time. So there's 3 foundations that I really want to mention, and you guys will probably already know which ones, at least 2 of them. First on the list of 2018 was the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r foundation. This foundation, you guys, like, is everything, and it's actually empty right now. I hate that it like looks like it's full, but it's completely empty. Squeezing, trying to get something else to come out of this, and nothing is coming out. I'm in the shade 440, and I originally had bought the wrong shade, so I was kind of bummed about that. And if you guys know that this foundation stayed sold out for a long time, and so I actually did not get the right shade until 2018, and so I fell in love with this foundation and I used it pretty much every day till I used it up just like that. So I'm definitely going to be repurchasing this along with the concealers that she's going to be having coming out. So I actually have 4 foundations that I wanted to mention. One of them I've been out of for quite some time and I have not repurchased it yet. It's the Lancome Teint Idole foundation. I used that foundation out at the beginning of 2018. I think I'm in the shade 500 Suede W or 520 Suede W. I cannot remember the exact shade, but I love that foundation. It gives me a nice luminous finish, and it's not something that's very matte. It's not something that's super dewy, but it just has the right finish. I don't know how to explain it. It's the right finish. So I love that foundation. We'll be showing that in some future videos on my channel. So 2 high-end foundations, and now on to 2 drugstore foundations. If you guys know, here recently I've been raving about this foundation. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. And I am currently out of this as well. It's empty. I wanted to pick up another shade in this because this is the shade Cocoa, and I wanted to go up one shade, or depending on the undertone, maybe 2 shades. It comes in your standard 1 fluid ounce, but I promise you guys, like, I went through this in probably about 2 or 3 months. Like, I used the heck out of this. So I love this foundation, and I will be repurchasing it. And the last drugstore foundation that I wanted to mention is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, and this is in the shade Mahogany. I really like this foundation. I think the applicator was definitely very different. It's not a brush at all. It's actually a plastic applicator, which you don't usually see on foundations. It's either just a pump or pour out or one of the big doe foot applicators, and this was plastic, but I think it applied very nicely and you could get enough off of it. A little goes a long way with this foundation because it has the consistency of a kind of like a Maybelline foundation. It's kind of lightweight. It's not very thick at all, so a little goes a long way. The only thing I would say about this foundation is I wish in 2019 they would come out with some more shades, because this foundation is a little too red, but I love wearing it. And the best part about this foundation is it is like $5, so it's a very huge competitor of the Fit Me Matte and Poreless, except it's just not in enough shades for everyone to try. But I love it. If you can get your hands on it and you can find a shade that works for you, I definitely recommend it. Moving on now to concealers. Again, I've been raving about this concealer recently. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Love this concealer. I started trying it the latter part of 2018 and I have not let up. I love it since I got the shade Truffle. Everything has been right with the world, and I definitely will be repurchasing this. I might just go ahead and repurchase it because I need a new one. Even though I'm not even out of this one, I'm gonna need a new one. So love this concealer. The other concealer that I really wanted to mention as well, high-end that is, this is the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer. I've been using this concealer for quite some time, and I think this is my second bottle of this concealer, so it's almost out, but this goes a long way as well, and this is just a really good staple concealer if you're looking for one that's full coverage. It will last all day. You'll get enough coverage of under eye circles and things of that nature. So love this concealer. If you've not tried this out, definitely give this a try. So I have 2 drugstore concealers that I want to mention. So it's kind of like the foundations and concealers were like 4 of each. I like the Wet n Wild concealer that actually goes along with the foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This concealer is very nice. It's a very neutral tone. It is the shade Dark Cocoa. I'm not exactly sure how many shades they had in this, but it's actually pretty nice for the price. I want to say it was less than $5 as well, so you really cannot beat it. You get quite a bit in here as well, and I think it gives a really nice coverage. The last concealer that I want to mention, I have 2 here because I needed 2 different shades. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This came out this year, and if you guys remember, they did expand the shade range because before they only had a limited amount of shades and I could never try it out. So I finally got this. So this is the shade Tan and this is the shade Hazelnut. So Tan was a little too light and Hazelnut is just a little too dark, like a little too close to my skin tone. So what I'll do is I'll mix these 2 together and get the perfect shade. This is a little bit more on the matte side, so if you're someone who has problem with shiny under eyes, you may like this, but I do love the overall coverage of this concealer. It definitely gives you a nice full coverage look, and it works well with pretty much all of my foundations. So I really do love these concealers. They're very affordable, and I think Maybelline did a really good job expanding the shade range on these. My favorite products, which are eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes, as you guys may know. So the first one I want to mention is a drugstore palette. This was my favorite drugstore palette of 2018. This is the Milani Pure Passion palette. This is just how it looks, and I think you have like a really nice array of warm tones. They also have a different version of this palette that is more cool tone based. So if you like more deep cool tone browns or grays even almost, then you'll probably like that one. But this one is the shade Pure Passion Fashion 04. So I love this palette. I love the packaging. I think everything is very kind of like luxe about this palette. It is a little bit more on the pricey side. For drugstore, it's almost $20, so you do have to keep that in mind. But I definitely think the shadows are worth it because you get just those staple shadows that you can use on an everyday basis, and you can travel with this as well. So really loved this palette for 2018, and I will continue using it in 2019. So the next two palettes are high-end palettes, and this is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I had to give this palette a try because I used the Modern Renaissance palette. I absolutely love that palette. So this palette is no different. I really love this palette as well. As you can see, I have went pretty much pan on Sienna because that's like Balm transition shade, and all three of these shades are really good. And then you have your like deep plum shade as well. So this palette is just a really good go-to palette. I will say that it's not as great as the Modern Renaissance. I don't know if any palette can top that right now. It's still at the top of my collection, but I love this palette as well. I think it's just a really good palette, really good go-to warm tone palette. So I feel like you can never have enough warm tone eyeshadows. So love the Soft Glam palette. The last palette that I just had to mention is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. Mine is really nasty on the outside, but I do like that it is like a more, kind of feels like a book almost, like the material, and you can just easily wipe it down. I love that about this palette because most palettes aren't. Like for instance, this Soft Glam palette is like really nice packaging with a nice kind of suede feel, but it gets really dirty easily. So this palette is just like a standard Morphe palette, but the shades are amazing. The pickup is amazing. I feel like the quality was amazing. Like it was definitely well worth it. They are still selling this palette at Ulta. I've still seen it there. If I don't know what palette I want to use, I just literally go for this palette here. I just pick it up. So love this palette. So I have two mascaras here that I want to mention. The first one is the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. I actually used this mascara again the other day, and it just made me fall in love with it all over again because I hadn't been using it very recently. But for 2018, I started off with the travel size of this, and then I just splurged and bought the big size because I knew that I really loved this mascara, and I do. It's like really good for lengthening your lashes and just making them almost appear false. Like I really love this mascara, so definitely love it, and I need a new one because this one's going dry. The last one I recently got, but I've been using it every single day, have not stopped. This is the Tarte Maneater mascara, and I really like the packaging on this. It has like that kind of this like cheetah print, leopard print packaging. I don't know for sure. I love that it kind of has like it's kind of almost like a mirror. You can like see yourself in the packaging as well, and I think it's just a really nice mascara. This is the only other like Tarte product that I own, so this is also another good Tarte product by them, and I like it. I have one highlighter here that I want to mention. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Bar. I've been using this pretty much in every video towards the latter part of 2018 because it was just everything. Like this is just what it looks like. It's, if the lights aren't too bright, it's like a rose gold, kind of more rose gold, champagne gold type highlighter. That's kind of the highlighter that I like. I don't like something that's too gold. I like just kind of like a nice happy medium. So this is the shade Fire, and this is their Mega Glow highlighting bar. So it's really easy, really compact, and I feel like you get a lot of highlighter in here. And Wet n Wild really did their thing with their highlighters this year. I feel like this one and the other shimmer bricks that they have are really good. So really like this highlighting bar. I have one eyebrow pencil that I want to mention. I actually don't have the other one here, so I will have a picture here on the screen for you guys. But the Benefit Brow pencil, I cannot remember exactly, Brow Precise Brow or something like that, is bomb. Like it's bomb. I keep using it and I keep running out of it, so I'm having to constantly repurchase it. Another brow product that I really like as well, and I'll just easily go pick this one up because it's a little bit more accessible to me, is the Milani EasyBrow. This is a very good brow pencil, and if you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a long time, you guys know that I prefer brow pencils over brow powder just because it's a lot more convenient. It's a lot faster to do, and I feel like, you know, you get a nice brow without having to do brow brow powder. So this is the shade Dark Brown. I just always like it because it's just a nice mechanical pencil. I don't have to worry about sharpening anything anymore. When I don't have the Benefit Precisely My Brow, I think is what it's called, I'll use this. So I flip-flop in between those, one high-end, one drugstore, and I love them both equally. My lip products really don't change. I'm not someone who ventures out and tries different lip products like that. I feel like I kind of keep the same ones. I'm not going to show them, but the NYX Lip Lingeries are my favorite liquid lippies. I'm wearing one today. I'm actually wearing the shade Beauty Mark today. I love Beauty Mark and Teddy. Those are my two favorite lip lingerie liquid lippies. Those are my favorite liquid lip formulas at the moment, and I don't think I'm going to switch up from those right now. The butter gloss that I like is the shade Praline. I love this just as a topper. Love, love, love. But I have to say my favorite lip product of 2018 goes to the Fenty Gloss Bomb. Like, this lip gloss is the best lip gloss I have ever tried. I could never find a lip gloss formula that I liked. Like, the butter gloss is great, but it doesn't last long. Like, I love it. It's a great staple. It's a great affordable product because this is $20, but it doesn't last as long. This lasts a very, very long time, and it doesn't give you like a super shiny lip. Like, sometimes your lip gloss can be like really shiny or just like really wet looking, and I don't like that. It goes great with any lip combination, like any liquid lip you can put it on top of, like, it doesn't matter. This is the shade Fenty Glow. I think she came out with another shade, but this is my favorite one. I love the smell of it. Kind of smells like bubblegum. Love this stuff. Like, this is bomb. Like, you guys have to go get this. If you don't get anything else from the Fenty line, get this lip gloss. I've been in search for a lip balm for a long time, and I finally found one that I like. This is the Badescu lip balm, and I usually put this on just throughout the day sometimes when my lips are feeling really dry. I also make sure I put it on first thing in the morning and before I go to bed at night, just to kind of just help like moisturize my lips overnight and also in first thing in the morning. So really like this lip balm. Definitely think I'm going to continue to repurchase it because it's just a really nice staple, especially in the winter time when it's cold outside and my lips just tend to be a lot more dry and get chapped easier. I just love this. I'm not super big into skincare, as you guys know, so I don't really mention a whole lot. I just kind of use what works for me, and I don't really, you know, try to act like I'm an expert on skincare. But I did want to mention some sheet masks because I did try out quite a few sheet masks this year. They are a lot easier than doing like a jar mask because it just takes a lot longer to apply it, and then you have to wait, then you have to wash it off. So some of them you don't even have to rinse your face. You can just peel off the mask and that's it. But this one is the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Balm. These are my favorite ones that I can get from Target. This next skincare product, I believe I mentioned recently in my November favorites, but I wanted to mention it again because it just is so good. This is the Olay Regenerist Advanced Anti-Aging Regenerating Cream Cleanser, and I have been looking for something that was going to just really cleanse my skin and just really pull out any impurities that I had and just really give me like a nice smooth finish, because you can't really apply makeup no matter how full coverage it is. Sometimes like you can still see like texture and stuff like that, and I just was not for that. So I really needed something that was going to really cleanse my skin and make it very smooth for foundation. So that's what this does, and it says it does it instantly, and I can honestly vouch for this and say it does it instantly. Like, this is the best cleanser that I have tried. So last but not least, I want to talk about hair products. I think I put up 2 hair videos in 2018, and that was new for me because I was not expecting to do that at all. But I wanted to mention a few of the hair care products that I liked. The first one that I want to mention is the TextureID Styling Cream, and this is really good for natural hair. I like to twist up my hair after I wash it, and if I take down my twist maybe like 3 or 4 days later, my twists are like super nice and moisturized, and that's the products that I'm looking for, is something to keep my hair moisturized over a few days if I'm wearing like a wig or something like that. So Love this product. You can get this at Sally's. I'm not going to show you the inside. Nope. The next two products are really good for when I'm wearing my hair straight or pressed. This is the Silk Element Strengthen Silk Thermal Silk Styler. Like, this is bomb. If you need something that is going to give you like that salon silk press look, you only need like a dime size of this and put it in each section and flat iron your hair, and your hair will be silky for a week. Like, I promise you guys, it will be silky. And the last product that I want to mention is this John Frieda FrizzEase Heat Defeat Protecting Spray. This is my favorite heat protectant spray of all time. Like, I was someone who loved the Tresemme spray, and then I kind of just went in like limbo because I didn't really have, like, I didn't like the Tresemme spray anymore. I felt like it wasn't working as well. I love this stuff, and I'm thinking that it's discontinued, so I'm using it sparingly. I'm using some of my other heat protectants as well, using like blow dry spray and stuff like that to try to like not use this as much, but I love this. I did not know FrizzEase products were really good, but I was having a hard time controlling the frizz, and I don't know why I never thought to try FrizzEase. Try this and try the Silk Styler. These products combined will help your hair last a lot longer. That was a lot. I feel like it wasn't as much as past years, but I don't know. I just feel like it was a lot. That is the end of my 2018 yearly favorites. I like the fact that I was able to kind of pull a high-end and a drugstore product of kind of like each category. You guys can kind of get to the best of both worlds. If you like more drugstore products, then you could literally look at my 2018 favorites and get all of the drugstore items that I mentioned. Or if you like all high-end products, you could literally get all high-end products that I mentioned and do a complete face, and it probably would still look bomb either way. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. I'm really excited to see what 2019 holds as far as makeup. I already hear there's some great things coming out already the first couple of weeks, so I am excited to see what else is going to be in store, and I hope you guys are too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.